Why? Why did I do this to myself? Please don't let that be the thing, because that's kind of dumb. Isn't this supposed to be an adventure? There's no way I'm finishing all of these. How am I gonna be fancy and vintage? That's a bit much. Hello, loves, and welcome to a 24-hour reading vlog. I am going to try and get through as many books from my TBR as possible over the next 24 hours, and we'll have a countdown timer to make sure I stay on track, and we're just gonna try and see how many books I can get through in the next 24 hours. Now, as you can see, I do have a couple of chunkers on here, so maybe we should focus more on the page count instead of the book count, but regardless, I am pretty excited about this. I think I'm gonna try and go in order of my assumed worst to best based off of what little I know about each of these books. I originally thought that I would love this as a horror book, but I've heard a lot of negative reviews on it, so I do have high hopes for these two down here, and I just don't know what to expect for this one. It is currently 5:11 right now, and I'm going to set my little countdown timer for 23 hours, 59 minutes, and 59 seconds, because you can't do 24 hours, and I feel like that'll be close enough, and I am going to start off with Foul is Fair by Hannah Chapin, and I will give you updates along the way. So let's get started. Might be nice to read the little dust jacket for you guys, or at least parts of it. Jade, Mads, Jenny, and Summer rule their glittering LA circle. Untouchable, they have the kind of power people envy. Every party is theirs and the world is at their feet, until the night of Jade's Sweet 16, when they crash a St. Andrew's prep party, the night the Golden Boys choose Jade as their next target. Sworn to vengeance, Jade transferred to St. Andrews and plots to destroy each boy one by one. She'll take their power, their lives, and their control of the prep school's hierarchy. Foul is Fair is a bloody, thrilling revenge fantasy for the girls who have had enough. Golden Boys beware, something wicked this way comes. Okay, so I have to admit, reading the little summary here, first off, trigger warning for possible essay. It doesn't say exactly, but it kind of seems like that's probably what happens. This is a revenge story trying to bring down the guys that did her wrong, and it's supposed to be empowering. Something about a coven, something about a guy named Mac, something about prep schools. So it sounds fantastic, but I've heard not the best things about it. So I ended up picking this as my 3 or left star prediction. Hopefully I'm wrong though. I want to be wrong. I want to love this. Okay, update time. Okay, so I'm like halfway through. I am listening to the audiobook, but I'm kind of reading along at some points. And I don't know how I feel. I'm not sure if I either love it or I hate it. Because our main character, ooh, child. She is not a good person. She's not a good person. Like, it's not a lie when they said that these groups of boys messed with the wrong girl, because she ain't having it. And there's part of me that is living for it. There's part of me that's all like, yes, sweetie, get your revenge, get your justice. And then there's another part of me that's all like, like that's a bit much. So I'm interested to see how this goes. Like, there really is part of me that does not like this. I don't like the character. I don't like a lot of the choices. I don't like the direction the story is going. Like, I don't feel good about what is happening. But at the same time, I do, because it is revenge, right? Like, it is justice for a heinous crime that usually goes unpunished. And there's always something nice about that, but like, we're halfway through this book. There's a lot of room for this book to go downhill. So I guess let's just see. Let's wait and see. what I think. It is currently 7:45. I haven't finished a book yet, but we're gonna stay up a little bit late. We're going to try and wake up early. We'll see how that works. So we can get as much done. I want to at least start the second book. And if I go with the thin boy, maybe we can finish it. And then we'll have 3 chonkers, which there's no way. There's no way I'm finishing all of these. What am I thinking? Okay, I do have to make a comment, right? Because this book is trying to tell me that a thing happened, that if it happened, I'm gonna be mad. Like, if that is the twist, I'm gonna be mad. And it's been kind of hinting at it for a long time, and it's getting real obnoxious right now, and I'm all like, please don't let that be the thing, because that's kind of dumb. Okay, so it is 9:44 and I finished the first book of the reading challenge, the 24 hours. How many can I read? What am I calling this? Is this a readathon? I finished the first book. Here is our time. And honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Again, I don't know if I love it or if I hate it. The end was like, and I was like, am I on the why? Do we this? What? Okay. I don't know. It definitely wasn't as satisfying as I wanted it to be. There were some things about it that I was all like, what's going on? Very vague and I guess almost questionably magical in a way that I don't know if it necessarily made sense. Kind of understand why some people don't like it. I don't think that I didn't like it though. I'm not sure. Like, I'm not positive how I feel. Did I not like it? Did I like it? I don't know. Oh no. We're only a couple of hours into the challenge and I'm already getting sleepy. It's only 9:46, but I'm an old lady. Like, come on, grandpa core? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm out of it. I'm gonna have problems. This is gonna be hard. I need to start the next book. Okay, so grab the next book. We're gonna go with Nothing But Blackened Teeth by Cassandra Khaw. And this, as far as I know, is a horror novella, haunted house style situation where some people go to a questionable haunted house for a wedding service or something about girls being sacrificed. Okay, so next book. A Haitian era mansion stands abandoned, its foundations resting on the bones of a bride and its walls packed with the remains of the girls sacrificed to keep her company. It's the perfect venue for a group of thrill-seeking friends brought back together to celebrate a wedding. A night of food, drinks, and games quickly spirals into a nightmare as secrets get dragged out and relationships are tested. But the house has secrets too. Lurking in the shadows is the ghost bride with a black smile and a hungry heart, and she gets lonely down here in the dirt. Dum dum dum! So it kind of sounds like it might be cheesy. I'm mostly saying that though because I have heard negative things. But I also heard negative things about this and I liked it more than I thought I would. So maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Okay, a little bit more time has passed and I have finished the next book. I don't think I liked this book though. I'm disappointed. It's sad because it seemed like something that would be really interesting. I knew that other people didn't enjoy it. It just was. There wasn't anything particularly scary about it. There were elements to it that were interesting. It had potential, but it just kind of fell flat for me. I didn't hate it though. Like, the story was cool, I guess. It kind of felt like there were too many people. Like, the story was trying to do a lot with all of these people and having connections between them. I'm disappointed. Like, the more I think about it, I'm not mad at the book. I'm just disappointed. Also, Also, I'm super tired. It is 10:53 and I am ready for bed. Oh goodness, I'm struggling. Okay, I figured it would be good for me to start the next book and try and get as far into this as possible. Test of the Road by Rachel Hartman. And it says, in the medieval kingdom of Gorid, women are expected to be ladies, men are their protectors, and dragons can be whomever they choose. Tess is none of those things. Tess is different. She speaks out of turn, has wild ideas, and can't seem to keep away from trouble. Tess's family decides that the only path for her is nunnery. But on the day she is to join the nuns, Tess chooses a different path for herself. Rachel Hartman's explores self-reliance and redemption in this wholly original fantasy. All right, I guess it's time to get started and check this out. Good morning. It is currently 5:04. I have 12 hours left, so we're gonna get back to it. I started Test of the Road last night. I'm not entirely sure how far I am because I did doze off a little bit, so I'm gonna have to re-listen to some of it. Interesting so far. I am too tired and too lazy to get ready for the day yet, so I'm probably going to try and finish this in bed. Okay, so I'm like a teeny tiny way through the book, and I'm actually pretty surprised. Based off of the cover, I was expecting something very different, and granted, we have all of this to get to that, so it's not like the cover isn't wrong, but the cover gives me different vibes than the actual book does. Like right now, it's kind of more adult than I expected it to be, and a little depressing, if I'm being honest with you. I ended up having to reread a good chunk of this, unfortunately. It's funny because I actually didn't miss as much as I thought I did, but there was a reveal that happened when I came back, and I was like, what? Did I miss that? But no, it was the actual reveal. It wasn't just like mentioning it for the whateverth time and I had missed it. But I did reread a good chunk at the beginning, and then I've gone through some more. I'm not very far into the book, which makes me super nervous because I did want to get through all 5 of the physical books that I already have picked out today, and I only have 10.5 more hours. So I don't think that's going to be possible. This one seems like it's going to take me forever. I'm not enjoying it currently. I wasn't expecting that, and there was so much time spent in society and her helping her sister get, you know, find people so that she can get married, and like there's all of this stuff going on, and it's just like, isn't this supposed to be an adventure? Like, I didn't realize that I was going into like a historical like romance. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, so when is Mr. Darcy gonna come and save the day? Like, that is what this felt like, which is just really weird to me. It's not what I signed up for. Okay, it is 11:31 and I have finished the 3rd book of the challenge. I keep forgetting what I'm calling this. I finished the 3rd book and I liked it. I didn't, but I do. I think this is probably a 3 stars, like a high 3 stars. So it wasn't what I was expecting, which is probably what made it not the best for me. I started getting into it. I started liking it. The ending, I will say, is open-ended, but also satisfying and not satisfying at the same time. But yeah, I liked it. High 3 stars, low 4 stars. That means I only have 2 books left for the tabletop TBR picks for this month, and I have 5 hours and 37 minutes, and I do not think I'm going to be able to read both of these in 5 hours and 37 minutes. This took me eons to get through. So I don't imagine I'm going to fly through. For now, we're going to jump onto My Dark Vanessa. I guess let's get into it. So this one says, exploring the psychological dynamics of the relationship between a precocious yet naive teenage girl and her magnetic and manipulative teacher. 2000. Bright, ambitious, and yearning for adulthood, 15-year-old Vanessa Way becomes entangled in an affair with Jacob Strain, her magnetic and guileful 42-year-old English teacher. Ugh. 2017. Amid the rising wave of allegations against powerful men, a reckoning is coming due. Strain has been accused of sexual abuse by a former student who reaches out to Vanessa, and now Vanessa suddenly finds herself facing an impossible choice. Remain silent, firm in the belief that her teenage self willingly engaged in this relationship, or redefine herself in the events of her past. But how can Vanessa reject her first love, the man who fundamentally transformed her and has been a persistent presence in her life? Alternating between Vanessa's present and her past, My Dark Vanessa juxtaposed memory and trauma with the breathless excitement of a teenage girl discovering the power her own body can wield. This is a masterful portrayal of troubled adolescence and its repercussions that raises vital questions about agency, consent, complicity, and victimhood. Okay, I've got 4.5 hours left to go. I'm not even halfway through My Dark Vanessa, and this one, it really gets you thinking. I hate it. I'm really interested in seeing how it goes. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. It's upsetting. It is difficult. It brings up the idea of, has somebody experienced trauma if they don't believe that they've experienced trauma? It's kind of that idea of women who are in abusive relationships and either continue to stay and or stand up for their abusers. And it's hard, right? Because it's this grown woman who was abused as a teenager by her teacher, who basically groomed her and led her to believe that, they had this great romance or whatever. And it's upsetting. It's difficult. It's upsetting, making me feel sick. But we have a lot left to go, so we'll see if I even finish it. Okay, with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to spare, I finished My Dark Vanessa. I ended up reading 1,338 pages in the last 24 hours. Pretty proud, which means I have successfully finished all of these books in 24 hours, or I guess under 24 hours. This one though, why did I do this to myself? I almost cried a couple of times. It didn't actually make me cry. It was frustrating. It was a different approach. It was upsetting. There were a lot of emotions, right? It was interesting to basically see how this woman basically was dealing with the trauma she experienced and how she went through different stages of denial in her life, where sometimes she realized something wasn't quite right and others she didn't. I'm thinking high 4 stars, maybe. Some things were just like hard to read, went a little bit too much into detail. There were definitely stuff on page, so I would say trigger warnings for sure. That's my final thought on the final book. This one I'm thinking 4 stars. This I think was also a 4 stars, a low 4 stars, high 3. This was a 2-star. Is that what I gave this? And then this was a high 3-star, low 4-star. I wouldn't say I had a bad reading day, but not an amazing one. No 5 stars. Everything was kind of on the cusp. I do think this was probably one of the better books that I read, but like emotionally draining. Second up would be this one. If you've read any of these, I would love to hear your thoughts. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to thumbs up, include this emoji down below to let me know you made it this far, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye! Oh, I forgot my hat. How am I gonna be fancy and vintage? I don't think my hair is proper for this hat though. I should probably have like big curls or something. Oh well.